It all begins in the dead of night, that strange hour when the world lies in stillness but chaos quietly erupts behind closed doors. Somewhere, a high-level security breach shatters the calm, sending encrypted alarms racing across secure government servers in multiple nations. The response is instant. Emergency meetings are convened, intelligence agencies scramble, and top analysts are dragged from their beds to make sense of a sudden, unexplainable panic. But what could possibly trigger such global urgency? All eyes turn to one unexpected discovery. A single name, buried deep within a digital labyrinth, has surfaced. And that name is yours. Across encrypted networks, your file begins to circulate with alarming speed. Officials go pale as they study documents they never expected to see, piecing together a puzzle whose edges keep shifting with every revelation. In boardrooms at the highest levels of power, a storm brews, united by one burning, desperate question. How could someone this significant have gone unnoticed? This isn't just a glitch in the system. It's a revelation that shakes the foundations of institutions built on secrecy. The whispers filling those rooms are not just about your past. They're charged with anxiety about your potential. What hidden truths within your file could set off such widespread panic? And why, of all moments, has it finally come to light? Perhaps even more unsettling is the question no one wants to ask. If they've always known who you really are, why have you been kept in the dark? These files are more than mere records. They are revelations. Each classified document peels back layers of secrecy, exposing how deeply entwined you are with forces you never imagined existed. Multiple agencies have been watching you, not out of fear, but because they saw something more, a profound potential, a rare asset. Your natural abilities have quietly drawn attention, your decision-making patterns secretly studied, even simulated in failed attempts to reproduce them within artificial intelligence systems. But the story goes deeper. These records connect you to ancestral legacies you may never have known, revealing powerful talents dormant within your DNA. Old family legends you once brushed off as simple folklore may now be re-examined as truths, carefully suppressed for generations. The documents even suggest that parts of your memory, those inexplicably hazy moments, were intentionally buried, shielding you from a volatile past others believed you weren't ready to face. There's an emotional weight in all of this, a heaviness impossible to ignore. These aren't just files. They're missing pieces to a puzzle you've been struggling with all your life. Think back to those moments of déjà vu, or those uncanny abilities you've displayed without ever being taught. None of these were accidents. They were breadcrumbs scattered along your path, quietly guiding you here. If you feel this story in your bones, drop a comment. I am the puzzle they can't solve. If your potential leaves those in power desperate for answers, you have to wonder, why would anyone go to such lengths to keep these secrets from you? The answers are buried deep within the shadows of control, manipulation, and perhaps a misguided form of protection. These archives didn't just materialize, they were deliberately concealed, locked away to ensure their secrets stayed hidden. But who did this and why? One truth remains clear. Knowledge, especially knowledge about who you truly are, is power. If you truly understood the reality of your capabilities, your heritage, and the depth of your untapped potential, you would hold a level of influence powerful enough to disrupt the established order itself. Institutions rely on predictable patterns to maintain control, but you, uniquely unpredictable, are a risk they simply can't afford. The hidden archive wasn't designed to serve your interests. It was built to keep you contained within a carefully orchestrated narrative. Yet there's also the possibility that these secrets were buried under the guise of protection, maybe to shield you from dangers you weren't prepared to face. Unveiling your full potential could attract enemies or hidden forces that would seek to exploit or silence you. Perhaps keeping the truth hidden was their way of saying, not yet. They're not ready. But that leads to a much bigger question. Who gets to decide when you're ready, and who really benefits from your ignorance? It's not always faceless governments or secret agencies pulling the strings. Sometimes the silence comes from much closer to home. A family member hiding secrets, a mentor steering you away from the truth, or even a trusted friend complicit in keeping you in the dark. Whatever the motive, the outcome is always the same: a deliberate effort to keep you from knowing the power within you. Knowledge isn't just power, it's liberation. And those who control it often fear what could happen if it slips out of their grasp. But now, with these files finally exposed, you have to ask yourself, what will you do with the truth you've uncovered? Will you reclaim the power they denied you, or will you stay tethered to the story they spun? These files didn't just stumble into the light by accident. Someone went to great lengths to bring them to you. Was it a rogue whistleblower, a determined hacker, or was it simply an act of divine timing? Whoever revealed these secrets had a purpose, and that purpose is as important as the files themselves. Imagine a lone insider, someone working deep within the system who could no longer carry the weight of keeping you in the dark. A whistleblower risking everything, even their own safety, just so you could know the truth. Maybe it was guilt, maybe justice, or perhaps even a personal connection to your story that motivated them. Or maybe the files were stolen, hacked out of supposedly impenetrable digital fortresses. If that's the case, who would have the skill, the resources, and the drive to pull it off? Was it a shadowy organization with its own agenda, or a lone operator determined to balance the scales? And then there's the question of timing. Why now? Documents this explosive rarely surface by coincidence. Could it be that this revelation is part of a much larger plan, orchestrated to serve a purpose you have yet to comprehend? If so, who benefits from you knowing the truth at this exact moment? And just as importantly, who stands to lose? This leak is a turning point. Someone out there wanted you to have this knowledge and was willing to shake the foundations of powerful systems to make it happen. Whether their motives were justice, sabotage, or liberation, their actions force you to consider, now that the files are in your hands, what will you do with them? The truth was never truly hidden. It lingered right in front of you, disguised by your own assumptions and the daily distractions of life. Think back to those odd, almost cryptic comments made by relatives. Offhand remarks that felt strangely out of place, but now ring with significance. Maybe someone once hinted that you had a gift for something you never formally learned, or noted how you always seemed a bit different from everyone else. Were those just random observations, or subtle hints pointing you toward a truth you weren't ready to see? There were those strange coincidences too, the ones you dismissed because they made no logical sense. Patterns repeating in ways too perfect to be random. Chance encounters with strangers who seemed to know more about you than you told them. Even moments when everything aligned just right. As if the universe itself was sending you a message. Each of these moments was a breadcrumb, guiding you closer to the truth. And then there are the gaps in your story. The memories that never quite add up. The family tales with missing endings. Those blurry stretches of your past that feel like they were quietly erased. Have you ever wondered why those details never seemed to surface? Or why the people around you avoided talking about them? These voids in your memory might not be accidents at all. These gaps in your memory might not be random at all. They could be deliberate omissions, carefully engineered to keep you from putting the entire picture together before you were ready. Looking back, everything becomes clearer in hindsight. Think about the subtle guidance you've received along the way. Moments and people that nudged you onto certain paths without any obvious reason. Maybe it was a teacher who praised a skill you never recognized in yourself, or an unexpected opportunity that opened a door you never planned to walk through. Were these mere coincidences, or was someone behind the scenes guiding you to exactly where you needed to be. The more you reflect, the more those moments start to feel like intention rather than chance. Each breadcrumb wasn't just a memory, it was a clue, challenging you to look at your past with new eyes and reconsider everything you thought you knew. The signs were always there, waiting for your awareness. Now, with these files in hand, the puzzle pieces are finally coming together. The real question is, will you follow the trail that's been left for you, or let these clues fade into whispers from a past too important to ignore? Quick pause, family. If this message is resonating deep within your soul and you feel moved to support this sacred work, you can buy me a coffee. It helps keep this space flowing with truth, light, and clarity. The link's in the description, and if you're feeling the energy, drop number 88 in the comments. Let's keep going. What these files reveal isn't just about you. They ripple outward, touching everyone and everything connected to your life. What you've discovered doesn't just rewrite your personal story, it has the power to shift the collective narrative of those around you, and even beyond. You are not simply an observer in this unfolding story. You are a catalyst for change, someone whose very existence carries implications far greater than you ever realized. History is filled with individuals whose hidden truths change the world. Think of Alan Turing, whose secret genius shaped the modern era, or Harriet Tubman, whose personal courage transformed generations. Their lives, at first, carried a significance they could barely comprehend, but their revelations forever altered the course of history. What if these files mark you as one of those rare individuals, someone not just living a story, but rewriting it for countless others? These documents connect you to a much larger web of influence, suggesting that your actions, choices, and very presence have been studied not just for their impact on your own journey, but for their effect on everyone you touch. Every choice you've made, whether you realized it or not, has set off ripples, subtle waves of change that echo through time and space. The hidden history revealed in these files isn't just your private story, it's a chapter in a much bigger book that extends far beyond you. Now imagine the power in that. What if the talents, truths, and secrets hidden in these files were never meant to remain buried? What if your true role is to bring these revelations to light, challenging the very systems that tried to keep them hidden? This isn't just about reclaiming your own narrative, it's about rewriting the narrative for those who will follow. Your life holds the potential to inspire others, to shake up the status quo, and to carve out a new path for the future. These files don't mark an ending. They signify the beginning of a new chapter. History is being written right now, and you are holding the pen. The only question left is, will you step into the role these revelations have unveiled, embracing both the responsibility and the power that comes with it? Or will you turn away and let the story remain unfinished? Don't let this moment pass you by, leaving the bigger picture unfinished and your story incomplete. The choice you make now is yours alone, but its impact will echo far beyond what you can see. These files you've uncovered force you to wrestle with a difficult question. Why were these truths kept from you? Was it a calculated betrayal, an attempt to control and manipulate your life for someone else's benefit? Or was it an act of misguided protection, meant to shield you from knowledge considered too dangerous to face? The real answer may not be clear-cut, but instead somewhere in between. Consider the possibility of betrayal. The people or institutions that held these files knew more about you than you did about yourself, and they chose to keep you in the dark. That decision wasn't made by accident. It was intentional. Was it about maintaining control, making sure you didn't disrupt their carefully laid plans? Or did they fear that, if you ever knew the truth, you might become someone they couldn't contain? Being betrayed by those you trust, or even by faceless institutions, leaves a wound that cuts deep and isn't easily healed. Yet, there's another side to this story. Maybe they believed they were protecting you, acting out of love, fear, or a sense of duty to guard you from dangers you couldn't yet understand. But even in the name of protection, there is an inherent betrayal because they made the choice for you. They decided what you should know, stripping away your agency and your right to live fully aware of your own story. This duality leaves you standing at a crossroads, uncertain whom to trust or how to move forward. Were their motives noble or selfish? And does understanding their reasoning make their actions any easier to accept? Ultimately, these files represent a turning point. You can dwell on the pain caused by their secrecy, or you can use this new knowledge to take back control and ensure no one ever wields that kind of power over your life again. Learning the truth isn't just a moment of clarity. It's an earthquake that shakes the foundation of everything you thought you knew. The files act like a wrecking ball, destroying old illusions and making the identity you've built over years suddenly feel fragile, almost unreal. It's as if someone pulled the rug out from under your existence, leaving you to question how you're supposed to rebuild when everything familiar has been called into doubt. The emotional weight of these revelations can be overwhelming. You might feel angry, betrayed, numb, or just lost, struggling to make sense of it all. There's a kind of grief in realizing that your life, your choices, and even your dreams may have been shaped by secrets and half-truths. It's only natural to feel unmoored in a sea of unanswered questions. But within this chaos there is also freedom, the liberation that only truth can bring. As painful as it is to confront, truth also brings clarity. It gives you the opportunity to break free from old illusions and start rebuilding your life on a foundation that is finally real. Knowing the truth allows you to reclaim your power, to step onto the path of authenticity, and to discover who you really are unburdened by the agendas of others. Yes, the psychological impact is intense, but it also reveals your inner strength. The fact that you're standing here, ready to face these truths, is a testament to your resilience. The future may feel uncertain, but it is now yours to shape, not defined by secrets or manipulation, but by your own choices and your newfound clarity. This is the paradox of truth. It disrupts and wounds, but it also heals. The files have given you the gift of clarity, even though it came at a price. What matters now is how you use this clarity to move forward, to finally become the person you were always meant to be, living on your own terms. And when secrets like these come to light, they don't just transform your life. They have the power to change everything around you. When secrets of this magnitude are revealed, they send shockwaves through every connection you've ever made, friends, family, and the wider society. The impact isn't isolated to you alone. Every person in your orbit is suddenly confronted by the ripples of these revelations, and not everyone will respond the same way. Some may welcome the truth with open arms, standing by your side with unwavering loyalty and support, eager to help you navigate this new chapter. Others, however, might recoil, unable or unwilling to accept the weight of what's been uncovered. Their reactions won't simply reflect their opinions about your history. They'll expose their truest selves, revealing underlying fears, hidden loyalties, and even unresolved wounds. Within your inner circle, emotions can run especially high. Family members may feel threatened by what the files reveal, worried about what these truths might mean for them, and questioning whether they were complicit in the secrecy or merely kept in the dark themselves. Some may express anger, frustration, or guilt, wrestling with feelings of betrayal or regret. Others may retreat into denial, hoping to avoid facing uncomfortable realities. Yet, among the chaos, there will also be those who see your discoveries as a chance for healing, a doorway to reconnection and honest dialogue that may have been impossible before. For them, these revelations might become an opportunity to break generational cycles of silence and move toward a more authentic family bond. Navigating these shifting dynamics will test your patience and emotional strength. You'll quickly discover who is truly willing to stand with you through uncertainty and who might drift away, unable to confront the uncomfortable truths your journey has exposed. It's a period of transition where your resolve and boundaries will be pushed, and where your understanding of support, love, and trust may be forever redefined. Beyond your closest relationships, the ripples extend into your social circles and even society at large. Friends might react with envy or awe, unsettled by the gravity of your story and the spotlight it brings. Some may feel alienated or unsure of how to relate to you now that your identity has shifted so dramatically. You might notice certain people distancing themselves, unable to process your transformation or threatened by the change in your dynamic. At the same time, others, perhaps those who have walked similar paths or have secrets of their own, may feel drawn to you, recognizing the strength it takes to face the truth head-on. These new allies can become unexpected lifelines, offering wisdom and solidarity as you adapt to your new reality. On a broader scale, society's reaction to your revelations can be even more unpredictable. To some, your courage in embracing the truth might make you a figure of inspiration, a symbol of resilience who gives hope to others grappling with hidden histories. To others, you could be seen as a curiosity or even a threat, especially if what you've uncovered challenges powerful institutions, exposes hidden agendas, or disrupts the comfortable narrative society clings to. This external pressure can manifest as public scrutiny, invasive questions, or demands that you justify or defend your truth. The world may try to label you, judge you, or project its fears onto your story, creating an added layer of stress and uncertainty. Yet, in the midst of all this upheaval, allies may appear from the most unexpected places. Sometimes those who have faced their own buried secrets or survived personal upheavals recognize the strength it takes to claim your truth. Their empathy and guidance can be invaluable, helping you remain grounded as you move through the ever-changing landscape of public opinion. These connections, rooted in shared vulnerability and mutual respect, can become the strongest lifelines, reminding you that you're not alone on this journey. How the world responds to your revelations will test your resilience in ways you've never experienced before. Whether you are met with love, suspicion, skepticism, or admiration, the most crucial thing is how you choose to carry your truth. Your self-acceptance, your courage to keep moving forward, and your refusal to shrink in the face of outside judgment will define how others ultimately perceive and relate to you. This is your story, and no matter how others react, you hold the power to shape your own path, letting your truth guide your future rather than allowing fear or doubt to steer you. Knowledge, as powerful as it is, carries a heavy burden. The more you uncover, the more vulnerable you may become. Understanding secrets that were once buried puts you in a precarious position, as there are always forces, both seen and unseen, that thrive on keeping certain truths hidden. These forces will not hesitate to act against anyone who threatens their control. You might face surveillance, subtle manipulation, or even outright attempts to discredit, intimidate, or silence you. The greater the truth you reveal, the more likely you are to draw the attention of those invested in protecting the status quo. The files you've discovered aren't just a window into your own history, they're a spark that can ignite change or resistance in the world around you. With this newfound knowledge comes a responsibility to weigh your next steps carefully, knowing that what you choose to do could alter more lives than just your own. History is full of powerful lessons from individuals who found themselves holding knowledge deemed too dangerous for the world. There are countless stories of people who, by virtue of what they discovered or understood, became lightning rods for both praise and condemnation. Some were celebrated as visionaries, thinkers who saw beyond the accepted boundaries and imagined possibilities no one else dared to consider. Others, however, were labeled as threats, their very existence viewed as a challenge to the comfort and control of those in power. These figures walked a razor's edge, their legacy shaped not only by what they knew, but by what they chose to do with that knowledge. Now, as you stand at a similar crossroads, you must ask yourself, Which path will you choose, and how will your story be told? The files in your hands do more than reveal long-buried secrets. They place an immense responsibility on your shoulders. What you decide to do with this knowledge will reverberate far beyond your own life. Each choice you make becomes a catalyst, setting off ripple effects among your friends, your family, your community, and perhaps even the world. Will you choose to share these truths, risking the upheaval and chaos that might come with transparency? Or will you guard them closely, trying to protect both yourself and others from the potential fallout? The real danger lies not just in how others might react, but also in the burden of carrying these truths alone. Sometimes, the knowledge itself is its own kind of weight, shaping your thoughts, your emotions, and even your sense of self. Ultimately, the peril of knowing too much is about choice. With every revelation comes the power to shape your destiny, but also the risk of being consumed by the very truths you've unearthed. This is your moment of decision, the point at which you choose whether this knowledge will empower you and those around you, or whether fear will keep you silent and tethered to secrecy. The files don't just provide answers. They challenge you to confront what it truly means to be free, even when that freedom carries a cost. Freedom, after all, is never without sacrifice. The revelations within these files may have exposed hidden aspects of your life and history, but they do not define who you are. While this knowledge is undeniably transformative, it is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new one. For perhaps the first time, you have the agency to take control of your narrative. You are no longer just a character in someone else's secret drama. You are the author of your own destiny, holding the pen and ready to write the next chapter. So ask yourself, what will you create with this newfound freedom? What legacy will you leave on the pages ahead? Reclaiming your story starts with shifting your perspective. Yes, you have been shaped by truths withheld from you and by decisions made without your knowledge or consent. But that does not mean you are powerless. These revelations offer you a rare and profound opportunity, not just to understand your past, but to redefine yourself moving forward. You are not simply a product of secrets. You are a person of resilience, vision, and purpose. Like so many before you who faced earth-shattering truths, you have the choice to rise above the weight of the past and build a future that reflects your true self. Think of the remarkable individuals throughout history who turned adversity into triumph. Nelson Mandela, whose decades of imprisonment became the bedrock for a movement that changed an entire nation. Malala Yousafzai, who transformed the pain of oppression into a rallying cry for the education of millions of girls. Their stories remind us that it is not the challenges or secrets we face that define us, but how we choose to respond to them. You possess that same power within you, the power to take these revelations and transform them into tools for personal and collective transformation. To become the author of your story is to embrace every aspect of yourself, your past, your gifts, and even the secrets that were once used to hold you back. It means seeing your life not as a chain of hidden chapters, but as a living testament to your courage, wisdom, and ability to create meaning from even the most difficult truths. Your journey, and what you do with these revelations, will become an example for others who are searching for the strength to face their own hidden stories. Now more than ever, you have the opportunity to step fully into your power and shape a narrative that honors both the truth and the limitless potential of your own life. You were never meant to remain in the dark, confined to someone else's idea of who you should be or what you should know. For so long, vital pieces of your story were hidden from you, not out of fate, but out of someone else's need for control. Yet now, with the files in your hands and the truth laid bare, you have the opportunity to reclaim your narrative in a way that is both radical and liberating. This is about more than just uncovering secrets. It's about turning every whisper of doubt that once lingered in your mind into bold declarations of empowerment. You've been shown a version of yourself you might never have recognized, a self that was shaped, tested, and ultimately strengthened by the things kept from you. But only you can decide what that version will do next. The pen is firmly in your grasp, and the story you choose to write has the power to inspire others who are still lost in their own shadows. While your past may have been hidden from you, your future remains completely unwritten, yours to shape with intention and courage. The clarity these files have given you, the sudden and sometimes overwhelming power of choice, is a gift that comes with great responsibility. What you do next will ripple outward, influencing not just your own destiny, but the lives and legacies of those around you. This isn't just about reclaiming what was stolen. It's about setting a new precedent, showing the world what's possible when you refuse to let anyone else dictate the chapters of your life. Now, as you stand at this crossroads, remember, the files have changed everything. They've stripped away the illusions, exposed the truths that were carefully buried, and brought to light the choices that were made without your knowledge or consent. Even more importantly, they've revealed a reservoir of potential within you that others may have sought to suppress or control, but which now stands unleashed. Yet this moment is not the conclusion of your journey. Instead, it marks the beginning of something truly extraordinary. With every revelation, every piece of your hidden history, the universe has been pointing you toward a future of significance and purpose. You were never destined to live an ordinary life. Everything you've discovered, every challenge you've faced, and every secret that has come to light is proof that you are meant for something more. The truth can feel overwhelming. It can shake the foundations of your world and force you to confront realities you never imagined. But in that disruption, there is also an immense liberation, for now you finally see the bigger picture. The most important question is no longer, why was this kept from me? But rather, what will I do with this truth now that I know? This is your moment to rise, to claim your truth, and to transform it into your greatest strength. The world may not be prepared for the force you are about to become, but that's precisely why the world needs you. You are the answer to questions that have gone unasked for too long. As this new chapter begins, step forward with courage and conviction, knowing that the story you write next will become a beacon for others. Show the world that you were never meant to remain hidden. Let your journey be a testament to the power of authenticity and the unstoppable energy that's unleashed when you finally step fully into your own light. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small. Whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share, your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the Enlighten wisdom.